requiring that a building permit be obtained no later than April 1st of 22. When did you buy the house?
Oh, we're gonna do a ranch style house, that's the prints I submitted for a building permit, and then we changed it to the log cabin, hang on.
So he must have got a building
Yeah, I'll give you
permit something
the
back
exact, I
in
don't,
21 to 22.
yes, I did.
And how long's the building permit last?
It was,
2 years.
$123.24. There's one that went into a contract with the seller of the log cabin.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. 'cause he just bought the house.
And then he's got the same date, oh no, 120, yeah, he's got the same date for it paid in full.
Okay.
And I have a bedroom septic. I paid $10,000 for underground wire, you know, so I plan to go forward. I got a little screwed up in life there. And the $55,000 I sold my house for in Wapaka was supposed to go for building it, erecting it.
The other thing is we've already voted to have him evicted.
We did, yes.
And my thing to you guys is, there would be no more extensions, there would be no more begging or pleading, it'd be,
Well, that
Well,
was.
that was the discussion we had back in June, though.
what,
was
about
that-
what?
That this would be it. There wouldn't be any more extensions if we didn't see progress by September
But
meeting.
how isn't there progress? I'm one person, I got sick, I almost died. My wife left me, 55 grand's gone, I know it don't matter.
That's all happened since
But
June?
it does matter. I was down, I haven't worked yet. My diabetes went up to 608. And since she's gone, I got it all good. I mean, my diabetes is all in check, and I haven't, honestly, I haven't lied, and I wouldn't lie to you guys. If I lose in court, then everything's gone off the land anyways. And I'll probably go back to Dan's Bowling.
When's court?
December something, I think my sister called me and told me December, I don't know, but it's in December. And I think at that point, whatever I do to advance, she's not entitled to. But I don't know if they did the appraisal on the property. I know the taxes jumped to $29,200 for the trailer being there. For like,
29,000?
yeah, for assessment, I got it here for
Oh, for the
taxes.
assessment.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's probably not necessarily for the trailers, for the improvements to the well, the septic.
yeah.
Electric.
All right, well, what do you guys think? I guess any discussion you guys have? Any motions?
It doesn't matter what time of year, you can move the mobile home no matter what.
No, I'm not saying that.
So as far as moving the mobile home, it doesn't matter what time of year it is.
That, yeah, I'm having a hard time right now, that's all I'm saying is.
Well, it sounds like.
I can move it, I can crush it, I can take it to a scrapyard. There's a lot of things I can do to get rid of it. I'm just asking if I can have till June, and by June, there is no more, it's done. It's either gone or I get fined $100 a day every day it's out there after June. And my promise to you guys is, between today and June, I'll have it off that land. Now, the 2 years that come through there, nobody called me and said anything. There was no letters sent to me saying you've been out there too long and you gotta get rid of it. after year 1, year 2, year 3.
That's actually your responsibility.
I understand that. If I had the 55 grand, I'd have a house standing there. If I didn't get sick, and I understand this isn't you guys' problem, but, you know, these last 2 years, nobody's brought me to the board or said anything to me. Even though I was supposed to know from 2021 that it's a 1-year condition, there was nobody coming there after that, 21, 22, 23.
We shouldn't have to.
I understand.
You keep putting this as though it's our fault we didn't.
No, I'm not, no.
We didn't keep
don't
track
take
of
it-
you and stuff like
Don't take
that.
it that way, because that's not what I'm saying.
What day in June?
Any,
What are
any
the other-
first of June. And it could be before that. There's just a lot of uncertainty. I didn't mean to put us in this situation, I really didn't. If I had the 55,000, I'd have something standing up there. That's a lot of, and I wasn't gonna argue, take it, I signed a check and I took it at the bank and gave it to you. I can't buy everything and everybody, but I just plead with you guys, if I can have till June. If I have to pay for a permit or.
I just don't know how many temporary special exceptions we can give. I mean, what happens on June 1st? Do we sit here and have the same conversation?
No, no, because we never had this conversation before.
We've
This
had
is pretty much the
conversation-
same conversation we had in June this last year. June or July, whatever meeting that.
May 8th. Well, just from,
Well, he got the letter May 8th, and I
He got the
believe it was the
letter May
next
8th.
board meeting, so it would have been the June meeting, or maybe it was the May meeting, I don't know.
Fine, it could have been, but that, I just got out of the hospital, I showed you.
Yep, which is why we gave you, another exception to see some significant progress on there from that point.
And,
Moving
well,
towards.
I mean, I got a lot of money invested out there, I didn't shortcut. I mean, I didn't have to go with a 4-bedroom septic. Or
Thank you.
underground wiring, I mean, this was gonna be my forever place. I just didn't see the boulder rolling down the hill and hitting me.
Alright, so I guess I'm gonna push for if anybody wants to make a motion. We need to start thinking about moving on the
yeah.
schedule here.
Well, I don't know if it's gonna pass or not, but I will make a motion to grant one final extension for the date of June 1st.
Or before,
June 1st or prior.
I won't drag ass, I promise you guys.
2025?
Yes, 2025.
Okay, do we have a second?
We don't have a second yet. I will add on to the end of that it will be $150 a day fine after June 1st. Until the day that the trailer is removed.
What is our fee schedule? Is there a maximum on our daily fine for?
I don't think there's a maximum on a special exception.
Well, I just wanna make sure we're not there with it. Yep.
Well, you can word it at 150 or the max. Per the fee schedule.
Yeah, you could add 150 or the maximum,
Whichever
allowed in
one's
the
left.
fee schedule.
Right. Well, I'm not hearing a second here, so that would,
Well, what's the final? So it's 150 or the max?
I don't know what the max is, I don't have a fee schedule.
who gets fined for? Is that to a person or is that to a
Property owner.
property owner? which, what you have now is a,
Land contract.
land contract, correct? So if that falls
Well,
back,
maybe I should go to a person.
well, are we able to do that? Because we, usually if fines are not paid, they are added onto the tax in the end, which is why usually it goes to the property owner.
Cause that's your only asset.
Okay.
Person, they can,
That's
you
good.
can't get milk out of a dead cow.
I promise you guys this won't come up again.
I
If
will
didn't-
second
If I
it.
didn't get sick,
I will second it, but I'll tell you right now, if it ain't out of there by June first,
I promise you.
it will be out of there.
And I'll call you guys and let you know.
It's against my better judgment,
Okay.
And I thank
but I
you.
will second it.
The first, I have a second. Do we have any discussion? All those in favor?
I,
All those opposed?
Aye.
Aye. That's 2-2, that means the motion fails. So,
gotta get it out.
do we have any other motions?
I wanna know why you said June first.
Because it'll be warmer months, but it'll give me time to go through the divorce, get back on my feet, get back in my semi, start making money again. I got the house, now it's just building a footing of the frost wall.
It ain't
And
the
that's
house that's the
cheaper than
problem.
buying a house.
It's not the house that's the problem, it's the mobile home that's the
No,
problem.
no, no, I understand that. I
So you
understand.
could actually move that mobile home out of there, we would be happy.
And
You
then
go
whatever-
find someplace to rent for a few months.
Okay.
Go live with your daughter. Sounds like your daughter needs some
Why is
assistance.
that?
Are you
Live with
gonna
her.
have the house built June first?
No, but I'll have a considerable amount done by June.
So how are you gonna
Where are
move
you
that
gonna
off
live
of there by
then?
June
What do you
first?
mean where I'm at? I'll call Maggie up, I'll give it back to him. The guy that dumped it out there on me.
Okay, but where are you going to live?
What do you mean where am I, well, who cares? That's what
But
I'm
that's the
saying.
thing, why does that make a difference now? If you won't have a place to live then, what's the difference that
Well,
will?
June would be a little warmer to get out of your place and find another place to go with 2 dogs. I got 40 years of stuff from Wapaka up here. You know, if you come up there and just look at what I've done. I by myself, I don't have no construction crews, and all the contractors I use for electrical and plumbing and the septic were all local contractors.
I would say our special exception is,
I mean, there's thousands of trees I had to remove, and it by myself, it stumps, and then I got sick, and then lost 55 grand.
first time,
I'm just,
and we did it again.
I won't let you down, I promise you. As I got rid of the shipping container before the date I needed to do
In
it.
October of 22, we did.
Well, I think we all feel we've heard this before.
But you haven't.
Yes,
Yes,
we have.
I got sick, okay?
We have-
And
We understand.
we sympathize with you about getting sick.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
No, you
we do.
don't. I've been out of work since March 11th.
Well, you should be able
What
to
am
get
I
some sort of
supposed to do?
disability then.
I lost $55,000. What am I supposed to do? And I'm not saying it's your fault.
Everything you're saying is sounding like it's gonna make it more difficult for you to move on from this point
I
forward.
promised you, we never promised each other this would be done, this is it, there's no more extensions,
We did say that
$150
the last time we gave you.
Final
Final
grace
extension.
period on September 18th.
This year,
Yes,
right,
September.
just getting out of the hospital from 4 surgeries.
In May or June meeting, you stood here and said that there will be,
I just got done telling you, Lorelei said to me, we're gonna do a quick start. That means you said to me, if you do the foundation, that at least show us that you've gone forward with it. Lorelei said, get a hold of Josh and let him know what's going on, so you could do the quick start. But I get a hold of Josh, and he said, no, there was misspoken. You can't start it. And I said, what's the deal now? And he said, until I know that foundation is gonna be strong enough to hold the log cabin, I can't let you go forward with it.
You were also given the option of having a contract together with a concrete company and submitting that to a signed contract to move forward on the foundation. That means you wouldn't have had to have that in place yet, but it would at least be agreed that you had somebody set to do it and ready to go. There were a couple avenues we told you that you could move towards.
And here's the other thing. Anything I do, I'm gonna lose. So I was told to stop, and that's why I talked to Lorelei.
Who told you to
Lorelei said,
stop?
get us a bill of sale for the home. And I did that. And, come on, Ed, that's pushing forward. I got a septic on the land, I got the electric on the land, I got the house purchased. I mean, I am moving forward.
And you have that septic hooked up to the trailer you have there and the electric hooked up to the trailer,
Yeah.
correct? So you moved all that on so that you could live in that trailer on that property.
Yes. Well, I'm building my house. I did,
Which
listen,
since 2021 has not been started.
I didn't give Maggie permission to bring that trailer out there.
It doesn't matter, it's
Yeah,
there.
that trailer's been there for over 3 years, right? So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how it got there or when I don't care if it's been there 5 years. There hasn't been, I know.
Where's significant stuff done? There is.
Since the June meeting, what is done?
And, I was told I couldn't go forward with the foundation. I got the footing, I got the hole in the ground. You come over. I mean, the forms are all
Who told
there.
you to stop?
Josh
Josh
said
did?
I couldn't do it until he knew things about the house, how big the doors were, how big the windows are, how big your deck is, your square footage, your room size, the floor plan.
you didn't have any sort of floor plan when you bought the house.
That's what I got.
Okay, we've seen all that once
Okay,
already.
well, did you see a floor plan? How can I give you a floor plan if I don't know? I've never been in the house.
Well,
Till it goes
how
out.
are you gonna get it now to get to Josh?
What's that?
How are you gonna get it now?
Me and Lorelei talked, I'll take it to an architect, I'll have her take this and the other book and then do it up into a plan. I can't.
When's the last time you talked to Lorelei about this?
2 weeks ago. That's when she said, get me a bill of sales showing me you paid or you bought the
Were you
house.
here when this happened?
I know that they
2 weeks,
talked,
3 weeks
but
ago?
I would say it probably was 2 weeks ago, maybe. But I know they talked, but I don't know of what.
So you don't know if she told him?
Yeah,
And then,
all I know, she told me to put it on the agenda.
What
But
she
as
told
for
me
the
is that it was
details,
put on
I-
the agenda because he asked for it to be on the agenda. All right, well, do we have any other motions?
I sort of would like to talk to Lorelei, I guess, to see if she was.
and,
If he is in the process of talking with an architect, or somehow to get plans for Josh.
So,
But Lorelei would be the only one to be able to inform you about that, and if she did talk to him and did tell him what to do.
Have you contacted an architect?
oh, contact who?
An architect,
She gave me a lady's name down, it's just a couple miles down the road from me.
have you contacted that person?
No, I haven't.
do we give them a month to get us floor plan?
Because there was other things.
I think if anything, it's just table the subject.
What I'm going to make a motion on is I'm gonna motion that we table this for 1 month. So I can talk to Lorelei to see if what she's telling me is true. And that means you have 1 month to contact an architect and at least have something moving forward in that aspect. Do you understand? Like, if this was like something, okay, I'm gonna be homeless if I don't get this.
Well, that's what's gonna happen.
It's been
Here's
2
the thing,
weeks
I
and you
don't-
haven't even contacted her. You need to show us that you're moving forward with this.
I am moving forward in every way.
So I'm gonna make a motion that we
Why
table
would
this
I
for
buy
1
this?
month
Why
so
would
we
I
can,
buy this
I can
log
talk to
cabin?
Lorelei to see if Richard has been in contact with her and what has been said, and in that time, I'd like to see Richard contact the architect that Lorelei told him to contact. And that would prove to me that he is moving forward in this.
So can you make that
So
a
moving the
coherent,
trailer and showing you guys I'm moving.
So my motion is to table this for
You're not-
1 month, so I can
I don't understand.
research.
You're right,
this.
you don't understand. We're not asking you to move the trailer. We're tabling, we're not asking you to move the trailer.
I'm just saying,
We're tabling this for 1 month. We're not telling you you have to get the trailer out tomorrow. We're tabling this for 1 month, so,
I appreciate that, but it's just been 1 month, 1 month, 1 month.
no, it hasn't.
no, it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years.
Did you say anything to me last year?
Yes, I said when
No,
you,
you
when you
didn't.
got,
I was never in front of the board last year.
you didn't come back here after you got out of surgery and showed us all the surgery you got in.
That was earlier this year.
April, May, June.
Yes,
I'm not.
so we're going back from June, and then we made the
What
motion
am
in
I
September,
supposed to
and then
do?
we went through a full month past
If
that.
I'm not healthy, I can't.
Why don't you shut up?
We're giving
Because
you,
you're making the hole bigger. The more you're talking, the deeper your hole's getting.
we are
Got me,
giving,
fella?
we are giving you a month.
You're
We
lucky
are,
they're even talking to you.
Yeah, exactly.
we're trying to give you another month to contact an architect and get a floor plan. And then you can get a building permit, or whenever you get those measurements that the architect's gonna help you with, then you can get your building permit, and then a building permit is for 2 years, correct?
Correct.
So essentially, if you would let us discuss this and move forward some way today, and you can help us out in the next month, we're giving you essentially another 2 years to figure this out. As long as you help us in the next month, you've got another 2 years. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Need a second?
I will motion the second to.
Did you understand?
I was
my
gonna say, can
motion?
you repeat the motion first before we do
She got
this?
most of it.
I got
Table
some of it,
Table
yeah.
it for a month,
Please
for further
speak with
discussion with, Lorelei and building inspectors.
You need to contact the architect
And,
to prove that he's moving forward.
Prove that
So
he's
if we
moving
find
forward.
that was not the discussion with Lorelei, is that going to?
Well, it's gonna make something different next
That's
month.
gonna really muddy the waters, yeah, because this is just being tabled for 1 month, and
It's
if
gonna be
what we
okay.
find out from Lorelei is not accurate, or Richard doesn't move forward with the contacting of the architect.
It's gonna be a very short discussion anymore.
Right.
very short.
On December 18th.
Okay. You got that motion? Do we have a second?
Yep.
Any more discussion?
No.
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Me. Motion passes. All right,
I know by rights we should have just,
so you have,
30 days.
I would suggest third Wednesday next month is our meeting.
Yes, sir, I'll be here.
Okay. All right. Number 11, change of agent for Cheryl Tire Corporation, DBA The Store.
That was a late entry.
So that is getting changed to, the agent's name is Lisa, and I'm gonna butcher this last name, Villataro.
I think you did pretty well.
Considering, yeah. I thought you were gonna do much worse.
Thanks for the confidence. All right, anybody have any questions on this? If not, looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the change of agent for Cheryl Sales Corporation for the store number 9630 State Highway 13. Just as it's written on number 11.
Perfect.
There we go. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. All right, future poll worker nominations.
So that normally comes around every 2 years on the odd years, but I had people this election say, hey, if you want more poll workers, we'd be interested in working. So I just have to have you guys say you accept their nomination
And
to open up my pool.
These just get put in the pool.
Yep, yep,
No.
yeah.
Do you do background checks on them?
Especially that
If I
third
need
one
to-
there?
Yeah, that third one we really gotta watch, but,
The handwritten one?
yeah.
But you do background checks before you.
Let's go.
If I would need to, yeah, if I would need to bring them in. I'm fortunate that I have a lot of people that are willing to work, and I have more people willing to work than I have positions, but I don't wanna ever turn anybody away, because
You never
life
know.
changes, you never know, and so if they were willing to be added, I would like to get them added, so.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
So I make a motion to approve the nominations.
Do we
Of
need
the
the
future
specific
poll
names?
workers? Christine Kenzel, John Kenzel, and Linda Weinberger.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Well, discussion. All those in
Oh,
favor?
this is our-
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. All right, let's see. Utilize killer planners for municipal building repairs or construction recommendations. So this was brought forward from the Planning Commission meeting. They did, approve to have this put forward to the town, and I had it, there it is. So that was on a separate sheet. I think we were all at the planning commission meeting, so this would be looking at getting basically proposals together as far as repairs, replacements, just what we would need for buildings moving forward, because we have several buildings in poor repair right now. So
This is for Keller to
this is the
start the planning
Yes,
process.
start, so basically they'd be getting ideas together and rough budget estimates. Just as a note, moving forward, the next step would be significantly more expensive. But this is the first step we need to just get rough numbers together and get ideas on what we need to do. So,
We need to do anything as far as bidding, it's only 2,500. So we don't have to put it out for bids
No,
or notices or anything like that?
not for, no, cause it's even under 5,000, anything under 5,000, and I believe this type of project we wouldn't necessarily have to anyways, but specifically under 25,000, or under 5,000, we don't have to do it.
I don't know what that figure is, that's why I'm asking, so, okay. Well, I'll make a motion, discuss.
Go ahead, Dan.
Just a note that, before that meeting, I had talked to Gordy Whippiford because of his business and all that, and being a former Plan Commission member, and asked him a few things, and he laid out some things that we should be looking at, and as far as the contract, talking to those people. And it wasn't 2 minutes into his presentation, he answered all my questions. So,
The gentleman from Keller did?
yes,
Okay.
just to note that
Without asking them.
Devin
Yeah.
Flanagan? Yep.
he addressed everything that Gordy said we should be looking at. And it was like right now, he said those things, so I was very impressed with his presentation.
Okay.
And I don't, that price tag for what you're gonna get might look like a lot, but it's not. I mean,
Yeah, this is really just the beginning step. of it.
Yeah.
This is,
but, well, you guys were around, you heard what he said, and,
yeah, I thought he did well on it. Right?
I knew this was coming, so. I would entertain a motion to,
If you
That's
entertain
my
or
job.
make one.
or I would make a motion to, accept Keller as for his design services on
Okay.
this project of the town hall, town garage, and other facilities.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, passes. Paula, do we need a signature on that right away, or can we just, or are we able to wait for Lorelei to get back to that?
You know, I'm not sure how fast he needs it. There is an accepted by line, so I guess it's
I
entirely
can
up
sign
to
that if you
you.
want. Okay. All right, next one, Mike Zerflu, discussion regarding pets and manufactured homes. We don't have Mike here, right? So I guess we're gonna pass on that for now. Ledger Properties LLC, County Road Z for, personal storage container request.
Good evening. I'm
That's
Joe
you?
Ledger.
Okay.
That's me. So I called Lorelei, I got the notice in regards to the shipping container. I didn't realize that was an ordinance, so I apologize for that. So we bought the campground that we just completed our 4th season. But I called Lorelei when we got that letter from you guys, and she had suggested I just come talk to you about the shipping container. So we use the shipping container to store and protect about $150,000 worth of the inflatables that we put on that pond. So that's the reason we have that. And I don't know if there's any business exceptions to shipping containers versus personal. So I just kind of wanted to have the discussion with you guys about that. As I talked to Paulette when I came in, I do have a backup plan in case that there is no exceptions, and I'll get with Josh in regards to building a building close to where we have that to be able to remove the shipping container and still try to secure our stuff, but the shipping container is used for that purpose.
And keeps mice out.
Yes, it's the only thing that keeps mice out.
And we're here to like see about getting shipping containers for like personal stuff. As like storage at your house.
But as of this point in time, we do not have any exceptions for businesses. Or on commercial property, I believe.
So it's not commercial, it's not commercial property, even though the campground, it's still
Okay.
rural zoned. I don't know if it's different.
Rural, RR?
Yeah,
rural
so
residential?
it's still but it's a commercial business property. It's not on my personal
Well,
property.
regardless, I don't think we
Yeah.
have any exceptions at this point for that. What is your backup plan, I guess, for moving forward?
Building a 30 by 54 building, and trying to figure out how to secure, the inflatables, mice-like vinyl. So that's my concern, and that was the recommendation from our campground association was, putting it into a shipping container. And I purchased a brand new one for that reason, because then there was no holes or anything else like that.
Okay.
Where is it at?
Just north of our building, between our building and the pond. So I can, if there was an exception for business-wise, I can move that so it's less visible from the road, not visible from the road. So again, just an open discussion of what you guys would be willing to, so, because it is not a personal thing, it is a business.
Right.
You do have the guy up the street here, he will come and pick it up and store it on his lot, which he has the permission to do that.
Yep, so,
So it would be.
yeah,
and then he would
unfortunately,
bring it back when you need it back in the spring.
thank you for, I didn't know that was an option,
Yeah.
so. Is there a difference in
Yeah, they
regards?
store them there. Yeah, they'll store, the store core or whatever they call it there.
Yeah, I've seen them there, I just thought is that still part of the town then?
That's still in the township,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
And when you use Stocor, they file permit.
Right, there is a permit for, typically it's like 30 days for moving kind
A
of thing.
30-day permit, so
Was it-
they'll
was it only
they'll
30
file the
days?
permit with Stocor, like
I thought
if
it
you
was
were to
90
use
days.
their container or whatever, or however it works. They file the permit with the town, deliver it, whatever, for the 30 days or however long you need it, they pick it up, and then, and I wasn't aware that they stored it.
Yeah, they have storage,
As
they've
well.
got people's stuff stored. I don't know what permit they have for that.
Well, as long as it's on, I mean, Storco picks
It's
the
theirs,
private
yeah,
container
it's their
and
business,
stores
so-
it, I mean, it'd be just like renting one of his
Storage units.
building storage units or
Correct.
whatever,
Yep.
but I didn't know they picked up private.
Well, and that, maybe they don't, I mean, that's something.
Yeah,
that-
it wouldn't be an ideal, because, there's, we have our activity stuff in there as well, so, but
So
that's, the real reason was that those inflatables, but we have like our monthly activity bins in there of decorations and things like that, but that's,
So is the plan to put that shipping container inside the building then, is that?
I don't know, that's the conversation Lorelei and I were having, is if I built a pole, not.
Well, as far as what's stored in your building, I don't think we would have purview on that, even if
I
you
don't
put
think
that
so. Even
storage
if it
building in
wasn't-
there.
Yeah,
I don't think that'd be a problem. I don't think we can even regulate that, if I'm honest.
I don't think so.
So I'm just trying to get an idea what your plan is.
And I don't know, that's kind of where Lorelai's and I conversation ended, was, and then she called me 2 days later, says, guess what, I won't be there. It's like, have fun, you deserve it. But, really, it was just figuring out what we can do. If nothing else, I guess I'm asking if I can, there are no exceptions for businesses, if I can get maybe an extension of the 90 days, just to be able to get that building built. So,
I guess what my suggestion would be, and this is just mine at the moment, would be to, if you can get that building built and pull out a permit, because we do provide, for temporary use of for building and that. And I believe that can be extended too. Is that correct?
Yes.
I thought so.
I don't know what the rules and regulations are, but I know.
Well,
once
if
you get the
you take out the
permit,
permit, just so everything's legal on it, and, once you would get that in the building, we wouldn't need that permit renewed or anything.
okay. And I already have the request for a building permit that'll be dropping off for Josh right here, so.
And, so I guess that's my thought at the moment. I guess, do you guys have anything? I don't think we even need a motion if we go that route.
Not if he's gonna get a building permit, then it's.
And he gets the permit for the
Yep.
container.
Yeah.
Okay, so just drop that into the permit for the container as well?
Yeah,
Thank you, Paul.
To be honest, I don't really have a problem with it there myself, but as a policy for the town,
Yep.
It is.
right now, that's not.
Yep. And that's why, again, conversation, so.
So, do you guys have any further input or thoughts on that matter, or?
No, I mean, other than checking the option of,
Yep.
well, like you said, it's probably not feasible for you or not as ideal.
In the winter, it'd be great there.
Right,
It's summertime,
exactly.
unfortunately, we're in there daily.
Right.
Are they ever gonna explore the possibility of opening up that situation?
We've gotta put that in the planning commission's hands a couple times, and it's been,
It's,
there's been a lot of pushback on it.
it's
For an
been,
all or nothing kind of thing, like, or like,
Well,
just
just-
straight across the board, not business versus personal or anything like that?
Right.
like, if we let you and you, then he's gonna want one and he's gonna want one, you know what I mean? It's-
To be
now
honest,
we're
there,
gonna have storage, it's gonna be a ton of
it was a
storage.
huge step forward just to get the temporary permit.
Okay,
So,
I get it.
as of right now, it's been brought up a few times. I get calls, about 2 calls a month on it from people. I personally would like to see something possibly come through. Maybe depending on which district you're in
So
or
yeah,
something.
we can't
but-
say it's not going to be,
It's just too
Well-
bad you're.
well, right now
he
we
has to
can't
create
say it
He has
is.
to build a whole new building
Right.
when what he's using is sufficient, but it's such a big part of
Well,
his
it's
business.
really not sufficient, because he's got more stuff he needs to store too.
Oh,
No matter what size the building is.
Yeah, there's not gonna say.
Small.
There's a-
But that's beside the point.
But yes, for our purpose, for why we purchased it, it's.
And it's such a big
specific.
part of your business and your entertainment.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just
And
sad
I
that you
do
have-
see in the importance, and I think if you just get the permit out for the temporary, I don't think we'd have a problem with extending it if need be. I mean, I would assume building might take you longer than the 90 days.
I'm trying, I'm
or
actually,
Whatever.
I wanted to do this meeting and then I'm going to Menards to get the order in tomorrow, so.
Well, it's, unfortunately, with our town ordinances, it is, we don't have much for it, except for that temporary use.
Okay.
So I think that's finished, unless you guys have more comment on it.
Guess we're okay.
Hey, do you have any other questions on it?
Thank you very much.
Okay, all right.
You guys were here for this, roughly the same thing? Any-
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah, seeing
any
if what we
questions
can
you
do
guys
to
have?
get something going for having them.
Mhm.
I was just trying to fill out like exactly what the temperament on it was, cause I own Gilson Music, I'm the music store guy down there in Z. And, during the day I work for Milwaukee Tools, so it's my real job. But, I'm trying to clean up the property since I bought it, and I've got there's an old shed in the back of the property, which I just wanna get rid of that and put something there decently, and so I was at the point like, a storage shed would be nice, or maybe a storage container, so kind of figure out which way I wanna go with that, you know, and, And, the discussion came up that there was a meeting about that, so,
Well, if I can make a suggestion, we have kind of put in the hands of the planning commission. They do their meeting second Wednesday every month.
okay,
Might be good to show up there, voice your opinion.
okay.
That's kind of where the changes are gonna, yeah, I know, Josh.
He's like, thanks.
He's the chair of it, so.
Is there
But
a
my
special-
suggestion would be to voice your opinion there.
Okay.
We can kind of push them a little bit, but, that's where the change is gonna start from.
Can we get it
So-
to be put on like the agenda somehow?
That is up to Josh right there. So,
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, we haven't discussed it enough, so I think, yeah, we could probably put it on the agenda to have a discussion about it.
Was that a tongue in cheek? You haven't discussed it enough, as it's been?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Oh, I don't know your sarcasm yet, so.
So what are the logistics in comparison to like a person that wants, they put up a 16 by, those storage sheds where they bring those in, and they drop them off? Is there any,
those are considered a shed and you get a building permit, just like you would any other shed.
so I would have to acquire a permit to have them deliver a shed then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
It's a
it's,
certain
Over
size.
10 by
it's
10.
actually,
Oh,
Over a 10 by 10,
well, actually, it's anything over 100 square feet.
which is
which is
10
a
by
10 by
10.
Yes, but you can get a 9 by 12 or,
So what they're saying is if you wanted to get one, like, so
Or a-
our
or a
our
sheet by
cabins
12.
are
I
technically
gotcha.
sheds when they
right,
first come.
right, so it's,
So you can get, I think it's a
Stand
40
corrected.
foot by 12 foot or
I really
14
thought
foot,
it was 10 by
but you
10.
just get the
Okay.
building.
it's 100 square feet, which, yes, you're right, is a, but yeah, anything over 100 square feet will need a building permit, so you'll actually get a, just like you would build it from the ground up.
sure.
And you just, usually they'll give you the specifications for the shed, you'll bring that into Josh, and I don't think he usually has any problems approving that stuff, so, and not this Josh,
Yeah.
the other Josh.
Okay,
Josh Foltz, our building inspector.
all right.
So, that's a pretty easy, straightforward one, quite frankly.
And I had another question, it's a little bit off the subject of this, but I got the approval for the sign for my business when it first opened. And the original called for us, it was that 15-foot guitar, remember Josh remembers that? And I talked to Lorelei, I was talking to her the other day, cause I had a sign on wheels down there I got from another guy in business, and she said, hey, so I got that out of the way. But she brought up the subject that, the guitar that I wanted to put up originally, cause it's 15 feet long, 5 feet high, and it goes up, and I had 4-foot notes as weather vanes. And she said, well, if it's considered an ornament, you don't have to worry about that, because that doesn't have anything to do with advertising my sign. But I just wanted to come down here in person and see if there is approval for me to put it up as a glorified ornament in my property, cause it doesn't have any wording on the business, whatever, and I didn't think of it, I basically abandoned the idea, but she brought it up and said, if it's an ornament, then that's fine, like a regular lawn ornament, which basically it is,
I would say as long as there's no wording on it, and as long as it is back from the right of way, so on your property.
So like
I
how
don't see
far
why that'd
would
be an
the
issue
right
to
of
you,
way
Josh.
be off that
That was
roughly?
66 feet, right,
Okay,
from the center line?
Well, yeah, highways either,
On
you
that
gotta be
counter.
further back.
I'm not, yeah, is
That's
it
a-
on Z?
It's
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Property's on Z, yeah, I don't know what you might have a 50-foot right of way, there might be some,
If you,
the power poles.
you wanna come
or
up,
the
write down your number here,
utilities.
I will look that up and get back to you when I'll figure out what
Okay.
that setback is that you need to be back.
Most of the utilities are either right on the right of way or within a foot.
We are.
But,
I think, and I discussed this with Lorelei briefly, and then it came up at the last plan commission meeting as well, because we were talking about a different sign. And,
Yard decoration.
And yours was brought up, and Lorelei said,
Put it on the house.
to put it on the building, right? long as
yeah,
it didn't
yep,
have-
and she did mention that the other day, but the damn thing's pretty big.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
I
the
remember.
body of the guitar.
15 feet off your house?
So Chuck
what
Berry
would be the
guitar.
difference whether you put it in
A lot
the
of
middle of the
lightning
yard
strikes
and made
over
a
there.
pattern around it?
They take a giant plate of that thing.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't have wording on it to advertise the business, then it's not a sign.
I guess at that point,
And
it's
it's
an
art.
ornament or a sculpture or something.
It's art.
Yeah,
It actually is art. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen different artists, metal artists that made stuff that were guitars and
Is it lit? Because there is,
No,
okay, because if you light it or anything like that, there is some ordinance as far as encroaching, you know, on the light
Are
thing.
you telling us you can't light Christmas trees out in front of where you are?
You can't put a big spotlight out there.
Wrap it with Christmas lights.
But it's
Okay,
pretty
that's-
impressive, it's a beautiful piece of art. I'm having a local body shop do all the work, and I know what you're saying about it being lit or not, so I knew there might be a problem with that. But I have a really good painting, and it's got like, you know, the different, where these body guys, they do like, it's lit up really nice, and it's got Chuck Berry written all over it, and it's a very impressive piece. It cost me $3,000 to have it made, and I got all the local guys that, you know, have been building it for me for my design, and I just put the money back in the community and support the people that support me. So it's gonna look pretty nice, so. But I wanted to really get your guys' blessing, just to make sure I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, definitely check that road right away. Make sure
Okay.
you're out of that road right away.
All right, thank you.
All right, any other questions? All right. Move on then, site plan review for buildings 1 through 6, Evergreen Condo. All right, so this is brought forth from the Planning Commission. So we are looking for,
The drawing that we have does not show, what was the plan commission talking about, like the landscapings and stuff like that? None of that
Right.
is showed, which normally it does.
Normally it would, but in this case, each individual building will have that, will have those.
The barriers around the 2 foot around the outside, stuff like that. I'm just saying that didn't show it on the plan.
Good night, you guys.
Yeah,
Good night.
it might be. Yeah, just doesn't show it on the plan. He is planning on doing it from what I understand. Other than that,
well, I believe what he needs is, he needs us to sign off on just the building alone on these to
to start.
kind of help expedite the approval through the state. Because otherwise, they need approval from us on every building before he can get the okay from them.
Yeah.
And these are the same sheds he's put up on Highway 13.
Yeah,
And
the only thing is he's changed the front to some brick or something in the front.
yeah, that's due to our new ordinances and
And
site
he's-
plan
he
requirements.
drops
Yep.
That kind of stuff, so.
And, I'm sure you got the same drawing as I do, but the driveways are now straight.
Yeah, the driveways come straight and be a minimum of 5 feet off, I believe is.
Yes.
Off the property line.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
So, Planning Commission supported approval of this. And I think that was unanimous, wasn't it?
Yes.
So, I guess unless anybody has any other questions, I'd
I will make a motion to approve it with them couple little changes that we discussed there as far as driveway and retention areas as noted on the, I don't know what you wanna call it, the packet
Planning Commission's determination,
or recommendation.
recommendations, yeah. All right, do I have a second?
You got that, Paul?
Yep.
Second it.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, motion passes. All right, next we have site plan review for Embers Motel alterations. So this would be turning the storage building or garage that's up closer to Highway 13 into 4 units. That would basically turn them into little efficiency apartments for rental. Sounds like majority of what they do is long-term rentals at this point. Or long-term stays, I guess, not really rentals, but stays. And what they're trying to gear those towards is, I guess, traveling nurses in the area, but it's not a bit.
Oh, wow.
So,
I do have a couple questions. Will they be putting in a new well for that set of buildings? And will they be putting in a new septic system for the buildings? Or are they tying that all into their existing? And is the existing
Large enough.
large enough to handle it?
All that would come in the building permit stage. This is just a site plan. So.
Yes, if they, to answer your question, if they went to do their building permit, which would be commercial, correct?
Yes.
So it would go through the state would have to, make sure that septic is the right size.
So I don't think we gotta worry about compliance
Okay.
on that end of it.
Okay.
I mean,
because
if it's not big enough, they won't get the permit.
Okay, okay.
So,
Because they're kind of running out of land on that side of the driveway there too, since they do have to put septic in. I don't know where they put it.
well, to be honest, I could probably put that right in the middle where they're looking at their little fountain, but,
Could, I guess.
well, they took out the swimming pool, so.
Yes, they did.
I don't know, and there is
Isn't
future
there room on the
South
west
of the road.
side?
west side, behind the buildings.
On the,
On the west side, it's
South.
parking
on the
Where
west
you-
side, cause that's like a garage right now, right?
right?
Yeah,
How close does that get to the
Where you talking
actual
about?
apartment?
well, that garage is gonna turn into the apartment.
Well, the
Yeah,
other
but the other
apartments
one's
behind there, I would say it's probably
Well, they're
maybe
probably gonna keep those
30
three
feet
parking spots. Yeah.
between
I
the
see.
buildings, maybe 30 feet.
So this is,
Well,
this is what they're,
yeah.
was it 4 units?
4 units, I think is right.
Yeah, 4 apartments.
Yes, they're turning a 5-car garage into 4 units.
I guess if it's not up to us as far as the well and septic, then I got no problems with it.
No, that's the county. Planning and zoning?
Right, so are you turning that into a
I will
motion?
make a motion to accept the site plan as referred from the plan commission.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Got a second there. All those in favor? Well, more discussion, yeah.
We good?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, motion passes.
I had one discussion.
You're never gonna hear the end of that one, now, are you?
I make wooden signs, if you guys want, I can put it up over here as a reminder.
Yeah.
Robert's
A
rule of
checklist.
law, and order.
Lorelai's on vacation, so I can say this. Normally, we don't even, we try to skip voting even.
Well, yeah, usually we got a reminder. All right,
Just look at me, yeah.
so the next one is the site plan for South Store. Now, I did talk to him this afternoon, about a half hour before the meeting. I checked Lorelai's email to make sure we didn't have anything real quick, and he had sent on Monday asking when the meeting was, so he did have intentions to be here. Unfortunately, because I didn't get back to him till half hour before,
Couldn't make
he
it.
couldn't make it. You know, but so he did have intentions to be here. He did say that if we have questions from him, I can call him up, put him on speaker, and he'd be available. So, so I did wanna throw that out there, that it was kinda my fault that he's not here, if we, so.
This was also discussed at the planning commission meeting, that we were all at, and you guys were all at, so.
Yep,
The only thing that I wanna emphasize is the 15 amp per unit max of the
And that
electricity.
was one of his, items that he mentioned as well,
Yes,
that
yes,
he wanted to make sure he kept it that way.
yeah, cause that 50 amp, that's way too much power.
and I did talk to him a little bit. I asked him about how it was going with, removing that problem tenant.
I have not seen any more activity in the last couple of weeks.
Well, he said he's in the process. He said he cannot kick anybody out for 30 days. But he is in the process of moving his stuff out, so.
Okay.
So it's in motion. It's not completed yet, but it is in motion. So. Okay, so
Make a motion to approve as referred from the plan commission. You got it.
So on this, looks like recommended to to approve the 2 current storage buildings, A and B, and proposed 3 buildings.
Yep.
So, so you wanna make that motion for,
C and D.
let's see, phase 1, 2, and 3?
No, 1 and 2
Yeah, 1 and 2.
was what was recommended.
So
by
it was current storage buildings A and B, and the proposed C
C
and
and
D.
D.
C and D, yeah.
He would come back to us if he would ever choose to move on to phase 3.
the- Yes.
Okay, cause it's
He'll come
got,
back with a whole nother.
says
site
here,
plan.
and the proposed 3 buildings.
Yeah, it's just C and D.
Okay, so,
He wasn't sure he was even gonna do E, so he would come back with another site plan review. if
okay,
E
so
was-
you're gonna approve for, site plan for A, B, C, and D then?
Yes.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, motion passes. Town bills.
Make a motion to pay bills.
See, Dan.
See you, Dan.
See you, Dan.
Bye, Dan.
Bye.
There's a motion on the floor to pay bills.
What was, I do have one question real quick first. Do you remember what our original quote was from American Asphalt for? Okay,
Do you want me to go dig it out?
Yeah, I know it. Oh, wait a minute.
fine. For what we got done, I think we got a pretty good price considering. After they came back the second time, so. Okay, well, we do have a motion. Do we have a second?
A second?
All those in discussion? All those in favor?
Alright,
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, passed.
the date of the next meeting is December 18th, I think, we came up there.
That's what you told Richard.
It's all on you.
Is it December 18th?
That would be the right.
Yes, it is, December 18th. All right,
That being said, I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
I assume we don't need discussion, so all
Aye.
approve,
Right?
all opposed? All right. We are dismissed.